Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Last match here in Group A. So let's zoom in. We have the two decks remaining. Deck number 2 and number 3 are paired up against each other. So there's only one here, a difference between both these decks. And we can still have a draw if TeleDAD wins with, of course, 3 points. While Frog FTK only would have had, or at least only would have 1 point. But, let's see how the match went. So which deck has the advantage? It's an iffy one. I feel that Frog... Well, we saw that Frog FTK in the previous duels did really well. Much better than expected, I think. And that's why I think most people see that Frog FTK should have the advantage over, TeleDAD. Small variation of TeleDAD, right, from back in 2008. This kind of version was a bit slower, more control-based, kind of adapted to the format, and also was mimicking Royal Oppression. Sadly, in game number 1, TeleDAD is not going first, and the Crush card is not the greatest. Even this is pre-errata Crush card, and as you know, pre-errata Crush card was actually one of the best cards back then. Like, if you were able to activate it, you pretty much won the duel. That's how strong pre-errata Crush card was. But here in this matchup, it speaks for itself that old school Crush card doesn't really do that much. So now it's wait. We play the waiting game. So as you know, Substitute, it's not once per turn, it's banned, right? So tribute one monster, I think. It doesn't need to be a frog or whatever to special summon a frog from your deck. And no Mass Driver here in the opening hand, or drawn from the hand destruction. So here we see that I should be relatively safe, but as we've seen in the previous matches, Frog FTK is if you don't FTK, it's not FTK or bust, far from. You can, like what happens here, end up with, let's say, the dupe Frog lock, like with preferably two dupes, leave the Substitute on board so that your frogs cannot be destroyed by battle, and then the 2 remaining spots for something like Unifrog, I believe is the one that pops spells and traps from your opponent, and Flip-Flop Frog to, bounce back big boss monsters from your opponent. Here I make a big play and go for Black Rose Dragon, but it's not really, it's not doing anything. All the dupe frogs are just going to re-trigger, and the Mass Driver was drawn during the draw phase. How many cards in the extra, at least in the main deck? 13, I think, 12, 13 left. So yeah, there are, I believe, 2 Mass Driver, right? So, okay, the small chance was there, but this was definitely game. Yeah, more than enough frogs, for Ronan Totem in the graveyard to do the necessary burn damage. So 1-0 behind, but if TeleDAD, still wants to be in the tournament, needs to win this one flat out. And even then, but let's see. So normal summon Diamond to get the effect of, and I think I miss. Yeah, set 3. One of them being Royal Oppression, which is fantastic, and I don't think the Frog deck is running too many outs for back row. One Typhoon, I think. Giant Grenade, I think, is there, and that's pretty much it, I think. So I get a special summon Swap Frog here. You can, well, I guess you could send like Substitute, Substitute from your deck to the graveyard and then salvage it back. But I guess you could indeed like telegraph or predict the Royal Oppression being set. And this nifty. I actually sided in Snipe Hunter, an old school card. You discard the card. It's not once per turn, I think. You can use it multiple times. And then roll a dice. If you roll a 1 or 6, the targeted cards with Snipe Hunter will not be destroyed. So you have like 1 in 3 chance that the card will not be destroyed, even though you discarded the card. And you know how it went back in the old school days. Like, you always miss. Roll 1 or 6. And the revealed brain control takes this one, the pre-errata brain control, that is. So again goes second, and this... there's no special summon, I think. Yeah, okay, with Treeborn Frog there is a special summon, but again, I have 3 back row, and you could definitely try to push for Substitute, or maybe wait it out a little bit and hopefully draw Giant Grenade. That's, I think, the most, this the best one, right? I decide not to, play it passively. you know, Wing Blast the face down, which obviously would have been like Ronin or Duprog here in this case. And here, yeah, kind of, you know, put the pressure on the opponent. Again, Royal Oppression again in there, preventing the substitute from triggering. Again, coming in kind of clutch. I didn't go for Stardust. I think Red Dragon was better. I don't know. Red Dragon, you know, pops like all the defense position monsters from your opponent. So that could be cool. But, I mean, here in this case it kind of worked out. But I'm thinking, were there any cards or situations where Stardust might have been better? I don't know. Royal Oppression is still there, so it's a bit iffy. Okay, so TeleDAD leading 2-1. Again goes second, and this is again not a strong start for Frogs. I mean, with Treeborn you can definitely play it a little bit passive. It's not like you're getting OTK'd, especially against this variant of TeleDAD, so you can definitely play it a little bit passively, but there's no substitute, no swap Frog, so you know, you kind of have to play the waiting game a little bit, and there's, I think, no way, yeah, swap Frog, no way to get a special, or you know, a second monster on the field for LAD, for Light and Darkness Dragon. Again, no special summon. Yeah, the what is it called? Test Frog. Again, you know, coming in clutch, I guess, with the 1900 attack. And here I'm 100 life points short to win the game. I can attack with both monsters, and then, as you know, Chaos deals 1000 burn damage if I banish a Dark. So you can banish like itself, but you know, here in this case, no reason. And the turn, or at least the game, could have been, you know, switched around. I'm honest, if it wasn't for Oppression. Again, 3 games in a row, but that's why it's there. So if there wasn't Oppression here, Ronin Todo would have hit the field, Swap Rock bounce back, and Light and Darkness Dragon would probably, you know, hit the field. I definitely had answers for that with Chaos, and then, you know, attack over Light and Darkness Dragon, but then there was a second one, so I'm not sure if without Royal Oppression I would have won this one. I don't think so. Then, you know, we would have went or gone into game number 5. But it is what it is. And I think that this is the first time we have all decks with 7 points. So what do we do here? It's actually very simple. We first look at the amount of losses for every deck. And apparently Frog FTK was a deck that lost the least amount of matches. So 6. So automatically Frog will be the winner of this group. Dark World, if I'm not mistaken, lost the most matches. That was 8. So Dark World, no chance. And then you take a look at the other 2 remaining decks. TeleDAD and Rabbit, Macro Rabbit, both decks had 7 wins, as you saw, but also 7 losses. So also the same. Again, what do we do then? Again, very easy. We take a look at their match. And Rabbit won that 3-2 against Dark Arm. So we saw both decks. So those are the first 2 decks moving on to the top 16 playoff. So next matchup, toxic. PK Adventurer Brave PK versus Goki Gumlar Handloop. Feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like. If you enjoyed the video, leave them signing out. Peace.